get started. And I'm hoping more than anything, this is going to be a conversation rather than a super formal panel. So we can really just talk about the worker issues, right? We've been spending a lot of this time talking about the issues that people who labor in the entertainment industry face. And this panel is all about focusing on the worker narrative, focusing on worker experiences, on the experiences of people who are laboring in the industry.
Hi, my name is Joanelle Romero, and I'm gonna ask a request, and you don't have to do it if you don't want to, but I'd appreciate it. Can you guys move forward? Because you're so far away back there, and there's so many empty seats up here, and this is so intimate, and I think it'll be more fun. Let's see. I'm going into 4 decades of being in this industry. I basically grew up on the MGM lot. My mom was one of Elvis's girls. He had 6 girls that danced with him in his films, and so my mom would take me to the MGM lot, which that lot is no longer there where we used to go. But anyway, let's see. I've done a lot. My first starring role was, I'm going to say this a little bit lengthy, only because you probably don't know who I am. Unlike working actors. Sometimes. So my first starring role was the first contemporary American Indian woman story ever produced in film history. It was in 1977. It was a CBS movie of the week. It was called A Girl Called Hatter Fox. They still screen it on reservations to, have dialogues, with our youth about the film and subject matter. I went on to be in episodic television, guest star roles, and features, and I did George Harrison's last feature that he did before he passed, called Powwow Highway. It was a critically acclaimed film, won at Sundance and Spirit Awards, and it opened the door for contemporary feature films to be made. And then I went on to launching a nonprofit. We're celebrating our 20th anniversary this year, and in those 20 years, we've been able to accomplish a lot. We launched, we produced a concert series during the Grammys here that keeps our traditional contemporary music in the forefront of the industry every year during the Grammy Week. We, in 2003, launched the first American Indian Film Festival in Los Angeles. We're in our 12th season that happens in November. We founded the American Indian Heritage Month for the city of LA. Los Angeles is the largest population of urban Indians, and it's the second largest city in the country, and it's the entertainment capital of the universe. But where's our image? And in 2006, we launched the first American Indian television channel on the internet. There was Netflix, then Red Nation TV, then Hulu. We have 10 million viewers in 37 countries. And I directed the first American Indian Holocaust film in 2000, and it made the short list of the Academy. I'm the only American Indian filmmaker to be close to an Oscar nod. Nod. Thank you very much for submitting your film. I'm saying that lightly. It's really serious. It's an honor. Really. I'm directing my first feature this summer, and next weekend we're going to be doing our sizzle trailer, and it's 90% native cast, and it's phenomenal. And I'm a mother of 2, proud mother of 2, and an empty nester. Me too. Okay, from my point of view, from American Indian point of view, actually I used to sit on the EEOC in the 90s, and Okay, so from my point of view, being a Native actress, we just wrapped at the end of March Native Women in Film and Television Film Festival that we had at the Lending Theater of Beverly Hills. And one of our known actresses, Mitzi Upham, passed away last year. She was murdered in Seattle. So we honored her and her family and had this phenomenal panel of 8 incredible Native men and women leaders from our community. And in producing the film festival, we had to do research. And what we found was that from 1977 to 1991, there were roles written for Native women actresses on primetime television. Then it stopped in 1991. It's been 23 years that you have not seen an American Indian actress voice image on primetime television. Not in a guest star role, not as an extra, not behind the camera, not as a showrunner, not as a writer, not as a producer, not as a director, not anyone like being of service and bringing us a cup of coffee. Nada. However, the networks do workshops for us. They've been doing that for 500 years. And those workshops do not work. They do not work because they're only answering to the FCC to say they did their diversity quorum, but they never hire us. Not as an extra, not as an actress, not as a director, writer, producer, crew, etc. So in this discovery, this past March, just what, 2 weeks ago, I'm really being vocal. I haven't been vocal about this my whole career. And now being myself 500 years old, I haven't worked on primetime television for 23 years, I'm going to start speaking up because people don't have these facts and this data. The industry will not tell you it, the networks will not tell you it, the studios will not tell you this, and I am picking up that talking stick and showing up to panels like this to inform everyone. And I'm not going to make excuses for our unions, for our networks, for our studios. The bottom line is, you know, we have more, our American Indian has more numbers than any other race. Our brothers and sisters in Mexico are not Mexican. When you say you're Mexican, that means you're from Mexico. Our brothers and sisters in Mexico are either Spanish or Indian from a tribe. So collectively, if we really looked at the bigger picture of all this, we are really the buying market. At the end of the day, we have the numbers. But they are not going to let you know that because they want to keep us separated and divided so they don't hire us. My question on this panel is, when is American Indian going to be human enough to be on primetime television? When are we going to be human enough to be hired to be on primetime television? While this is happening, since I was 3 years old and doing plays with my mom and my grandpa, I've always known what I wanted to be was an actor. And I can't get arrested, and neither can my fellow actors. So I can't address your question really, like how do we go about it? Because they're not hiring us. And yes, the union has a committee, a Native community committee, the task force I know has been dismantled, but I know that there's an American Indian Committee. But they don't get hired either. So I'm just really putting this out on the table, and the solution would be, my God, there's so many talented Native actors, brilliant Native actors. I mean, my legal guardian was Dennis Hopper, and I studied with Lee Strasberg, and I'm award-winning filmmaker, and I've been in these great films and episodic television. Can't get hired. What is up with that? What is up with that? That's why I accepted to be on this panel, because you're not afraid to have us come and tell the truth. Because other panels that I turned down, which I turned down a lot, play it really safe and only want me to talk, safely about promoting everything. And I'm not going to do that anymore, because we are losing our women and our children. We're losing our children to suicide on the reservations, and we're losing our women being murdered and missing. It's an epidemic, and it's huge in our community, but you're not going to know that because it's not on the news. And, so the positive thing about all this, because I'm really passionate, and there is a lot of positive things about this, is that our community is rallying together, we're unifying. We have, I'm not the only one that has a nonprofit, I'm not the only one that has an American Indian Film Festival. I'm not the only one that has a television channel, although we've been a pioneer to those other organizations that have spun off from watching what we do, which is exciting. I have hope. I have hope. I really, really do. I feel that everyone in the unions that have the say, that are in the networks in these diversity categories, they are good human beings. They want to keep their job. But the bottom line is, we're not being hired. In the 80s, there were a lot of Hollywood TV movies being made, and I was cast in most of them, either with Rocco Welsh or this one, or Chris Christopherson with Ted Turner's or whatever. And it got to the point where I was always in a TV in Buckskin saying, we want more students. And I didn't study with Lee Strasberg to be playing a native in a TV in Buckskin. So, because I started off with the first contemporary American Indian woman story ever produced, and ended with, Powwow Highway, which was, contemporary feature film. So the whole thing that I really would like to see happen is that the networks and the unions and the studios really start looking at us as human beings and contemporary. Because there's so many stories. Like I said, when are we going to be human enough to be on primetime television? The film that I'm doing is definitely totally mine just left. But it's 90% Native cast, but we have all different nationalities in it.
Right.
So it's culturally diverse. Does someone use the word diverse?
Also inclusive.
Inclusive. Thank you. I need coffee. So I think it's going to be very, very exciting to see what happens with this feature film and how it's going to do at the box office once we're finished with it. So that's why I stopped doing the Hollywood TV movies, because someone had to put their foot down and say, we're not just this, we're also contemporary. And I feel that, because our image comes out of Hollywood, all of our image comes out of Hollywood, that our youth, everyone across the country, across the world, that are on reservations, that are urban Indians, they don't get to see themselves. You know, like Oprah saw who, Maya Angelou, or I want to say Diane Carroll. Yeah. I could do that. You know, I could do that. I'm going to go do that. You know, when she was a little girl, yeah, I can do that. We don't have that. You know, feature films is different, but we still don't have a hit yet. We will next year. But our kids don't get to have that opportunity unless they search it out on the internet, you know. But when they, look, they have fried bread to eat on the reservations, right? They have a television and they find a way to get a phone. But they don't see themselves, so they're committing suicide like crazy. It's a huge epidemic. And I'm stressing this not as like a bum or anything, I'm just giving you the data because you don't know. And you need to know. You need to really know what's going on. It's a serious thing. And I feel the little part that I do because I was raised in the industry and I've always wanted to be an actor and this is my life, the little tiny little, out of this whole big sand, little pebble in the water that I can do is do what I'm doing. You know, having the nonprofit, having the two film festivals, having a television channel, and trying to do this work. We're doing it no matter what. We are doing this no matter what. They think, well, we'll just hold the money back and then she won't be able to do it. Then we don't have to deal with the Indian problem anymore. We'll just have our little token Indian and our little Indian committees and everybody will be, you know, happy. But no, I'm a mother, and I have compassion, like you said, you have your nonprofit. You know, yes. Someone has to do it. Yeah, we need to be contemporary. I would love for you to see me. See, I wear heels.
Yes, I'm sorry.
I have a tattoo, lashes, because I love them. Reminds me of my mama. You know. We're contemporary. I'm not a black skin. I have feathers on. In 1994, I wrote and produced and starred in the first all-American Indian drama series pilot. It was called Red Hot, the series. And it was Larry Sellers, Elaine Miles, myself, and all these other native actors. We had $1,000, and we got the town of Taos to contribute, like if we had $1 million, down to the bagels and donuts in the morning. And we shot this pilot, the press came out, we were in USA Today, we were compared to the movie The Next Bill Cosby. This is like, there was so much hope, and this was 1994. And there was all this energy around it, and I went in to pitch it to the studios. And I went into Spielberg's studio, and one of his assistants, and he said, Joanelle, you are just 20 years ahead of your time. Wow.
He's almost dead on.
Well, we're still, you know, you will never, like 20 years ahead of your time. Then I met someone who was the head of diversity at a network. And we're just having a little conversation after gathering, and she said, Joanelle, not in your lifetime will you see American Indian on primetime television. Wow. Not in your lifetime. And then I said, well then why are you doing the diversity thing? Why is this diversity thing happening then? What is wrong with this picture? Now these are the heads of this and that and this and that.
And what was the response when you said why? Did you have a response?
No, because I was flabbergasted. I was like, you know, Really? The other thing is, too, as far as like, you know, going towards a solution, here's the issue, and it's an issue, and here's the solution, is that the game that's played, inside game that's played, is the Indian problem. So, you know, there's all these committees, and then there's only one. When 2000, when the Screen Actors Guild and the NAACP said, okay, this is all white, you know, primetime television, they did this panel at the Beverly Hilton, and everyone was there, and the press, and all the heads of Leslie Moon.
I think like the 2001 season.
Yeah, yeah, and you know.
There was a season where there were no performers of color in any regular roles in any of the pilots for that entire season.
Yeah, so.
And everybody said whoops.
Yeah, and so the NAACP, you know, got together with the networks and they did this panel. So they had one Native guy on the panel. And all the heads of network, all the press looked to him and said, what can we do? Like, they were looking to him for the answer, like, what can we do? And we're like, holding our breath, you know? And he said, well, we could do workshops. So that set the precedence for what's happening now. It put us 500 years behind. He is the only guy, token Indian, he's the only guy that sits with the heads of network every quarter and says, let's do another workshop. And so that's the problem. The solution is, and one other real quick problem is that they use the thing of this group is fighting this group, and it's controversial, and that one's controversial. Oh, we don't want to work with Russell Means because he's controversial, and this one and that one. So the studios and networks and the unions keep us all like this, and it's the same old, conquer and divide, so we don't have to deal with the Indian problem. But the solution is, why can't the studios and the networks and the unions look at the people that are doing the groundwork, that are doing proactive work against all odds? Why aren't they hiring those actors that are you know, doing the work, finding a way to be, you know, in front of a camera, behind a camera, you know, serving coffee if they have to? Why can't they bring in those people? They don't want to, because then they're going to have to put us, they're going to have to do their job and put us on primetime television and hire us as writers, producers, and directors. Well, I'll just share my experience, strength, and hope in this. You know, I got tired of waiting for the industry to do something, so I put us on the red carpet at our film festival. I got tired, so I created the Red Nation television channel, right? And in 2006, we've been through 4 facelifts. And when we first launched it, it crashed, and then we're on our 4th facelift now. We're in the middle right now of uploading 300 titles, which means we'll be the largest content provider of Native programming distribution. Okay. Now, there was Netflix in '97, there was Red Nation in 2006, there was Hulu in 2008. We stayed free. We're free right now. You can go on there and watch the content right now. They were charging, well, Hulu wasn't, but they're charging now with Hulu Plus in the last few years. So in June, we're going to start charging $2.99 a month. Some things will be free, some contents, most won't. But that's going to change for us as writers, directors, distribution, content, because we'll be making the money. You know, because we already have that, you know, 10 million viewership in 37 countries, right? So that's going to change. Like by next year, you know, this conversation is going to be really, really different. A good story is a good story. I'm just going to come from that point of view. And that's what we have on our channel. Good stories, compelling stories. Red Nation right now, what we're editing in the studio right now, is last year for our film festival, I did a nationwide Native comedian contest. All these Native comedians entered into the contest, 17 entries. We chose 8. Paul Rodriguez, who's a dear friend, showed up. and gave us a good hour and a half. We filmed it, so we're editing this comedy special, you know, right out of the Laugh Factory. We're right now in the middle, and I met with Norman Laird for, as you know, to be my mentor on this, but we're right now this summer filming a Native sitcom.
See, that's what's up. I mean, look.
And all this is going to be on our channel. On our channel right now, we have a Native American women's talk show, like The View, right now that you can go watch.
I was in Vegas, and
I am Rincon Luceño, and I am strong.
I am Danette, I am proud, I am resilient, and I am strong.
I'm from the White Earth Band of Ojibwe, and it's time to end rape against Native women.
I'm Seneca Cayuga, and the cycle of violence stops with me.
Omaha, I am free of violence.
I am Muskogee, and we are keepers of traditions.
I'm a citizen of Cherokee Nation, and I'm a powerful agent of change.
I am Hopi, and culture matters.
I am Cherokee. I am deliberate. I am not afraid.
I am Lower Elwha Clallam, and I am vital.
I'm San Carlos Apache. I'm an advocate for our precious, awesome Native youth.
I am a woman, an agent of change, an ally, a champion, an entrepreneur, oneness.
I am Wabanaki. I am a powerful partner of change.
Yakima, we are sacred.
I am Muskogee Creek. I am a sovereign woman.
Apache and Cheyenne. I am deliberate, and I'm not afraid.
We are the United States of Native Women.